I'm Spencer Cihak. You're listening to KEDT 90.3, your community-owned station. Joined today by former Representative Mayra Flores, running for U.S. District number 34. Mayra, thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Certainly a fascinating night last night, the debate between you and your opponent, Vicente Gonzalez. How are you feeling about it post-debate here and just the last couple of weeks in? What are you really trying to focus on?
Well, I feel really good. I feel that the work that we're doing here in South Texas is making a huge difference. God is working through me, through my amazing team, through my family, through the district, and we're seeing people every single day coming up to us, showing us love and support. We really do see the difference from, 2020, 2022, and now 2024. So we're very, very confident in the work that we're doing and that we're going to have a victory on November 5th.
Should you win, what are some things in D.C. you'd like to focus on?
The economy, and of course the border situation needs to be handled. We need border security, but our top priority needs to be the economy because at the end of the day, right now, the majority of Americans are struggling to pay their rent, their mortgage, their car payments, their credit card debt. We got to be able to bring the cost of living down so Americans can have that breathing room and be able to afford life. And that is my top priority is get President Trump back in office so we're able to get legislation done in the House, pass it in the Senate, and get President Trump to sign it. President Trump needs a majority in the House. If he doesn't have a majority in the House, he's going to be fighting Congress the entire 4 years, and it's going to be a lot more difficult for him to get anything done. So it's important that we have the majority in the House and the Senate so he is able to get things done and actually make it a law, right? Because if he gets all this done through executive order, eventually the next president can wipe that out. So it's important that we make a lot of these things actual laws, and that is only going to happen through Congress. And that's why it's important that we keep the House and the House of Representatives. But my top priority is the economy.
What are some ways you think that Congress could act that would help everyday Americans through the economy?
We have to stop the overspending. Washington is not on a budget. We are on a budget as Americans, but Washington is not. We're sending billions and billions of dollars abroad. We're spending money we don't have. We're printing money, and what that is doing is devaluing the dollar. That is what's also causing inflation to rise up. We got to drill. We got to become energy independent. That will bring inflation down. But we got to stop the overspending. That is what's caused the inflation to rise. That's what's caused the cost of living to rise as well because of inflation. And in order for us to bring that down, we have to stop the overspending. Just last year alone, we spent $450 billion in housing and caring of illegal immigrants. We're also funding wars. We are funding the war in Ukraine. We got to stop wanting to be the police of the world. I understand in helping others, but we got to prioritize our home, which is the United States of America. We got to improve the economy, get Americans back on their feet. If we're able to help others, absolutely. But right now, we just don't have the luxury to be sending billions and billions and billions of dollars abroad that we do not have. We got to invest in the American people. That is one way.
For the war in Ukraine, are you not worried at all that should Russia be successful in their efforts, that they would just try to continue and grow their territory as they've continuously been trying to really over the past decade?
Well, one of the reasons why this happened is because of the weak leadership that we have in Washington. If President Trump would have been in office, none of that would have happened. So that is why it's important for us to have a strong president because it strengthens also those around us. But I believe that we've already done more than enough for Ukraine. There is only so much that we can do. We've given Ukraine billions and billions and billions of dollars. He actually was here not too long ago for more money, while we have the victims of the Helen hurricane getting only $750. It's a huge disrespect. We got to stop being the police of the world. There's only so much that we can do, but we have to focus on the American people. And once the American people get back on their feet, absolutely, we'll help others. And look, we also have to expect some of that money back. We're not loaning this money to Ukraine. See, Americans have to get a loan. When they don't have enough to pay the bills, they get a loan and have to pay interest rate. We're just giving our money, taxpayers' money, to these countries, and we're not ever getting that money back. We need to require that eventually, okay, we want our money back. The American people need their money back. We have a lot of work to do in this country. Again, there's a lot of needs here as well. There's poverty here in this country, too, that needs to be handled. Just because some people are doing well doesn't mean that everyone else is. So we need to, again, prioritize the needs of the American people.
Now, there's a chance you win your district and Vice President Harris ends up winning the presidency. Margins of victory are expected to be slim for either side. What steps are you prepared to take to make sure the legislative is keeping up? Like, for example, the immigration bill that fell through that did cause a lot of stress on your district. What steps are you prepared to take through compromise to push bills through where there's clearly a lot of debate?
Listen, the reason why we're in the chaos, the border crisis, it's not because we need another bill. It's because the Biden and Harris administration reversed all President Trump's executive orders when it comes to immigration. They caused this crisis. Look, we already have laws. Just allow our Border Patrol agents to enforce the laws. We don't need to create more laws to secure the border. Yes, our Border Patrol agents need more resources and absolutely more funding to hire more Border Patrol agents. Absolutely. But we don't need a law to enforce the law. Like, the law's already there. Allow our Border Patrol agents to enforce those laws. And the problem is that this administration has crippled our Border Patrol agents. And our Border Patrol agents are not able to focus on the drug trafficking and the terrorists coming in because they're handling the women and children coming illegally into our country. The Democrat Party has gone so far left. They don't believe in border security. They're not willing to come to the middle. It's very difficult to work with a party that has gone so far left. And I hope and pray that we have a huge win, all over the country, that the Democrat Party will abandon those views, because we want two healthy parties, to eventually, we have different views, but the end goal is the same. And what we have right now, it's the end goal is not the same. The Democrat Party is not willing to come to the middle, and they do not believe in border security. They think that because we support border security, we're anti-immigrant. No, you can be pro-border security and pro-legal immigration as well. We believe in immigration. I immigrated to this country. Of course I believe in immigration, but we got to focus on legal immigration. And what this administration is doing is incentivizing illegal immigration, knowing it's funding the cartel, knowing that the cartel right now is making $13 billion a year. The people of Mexico are terrorized every single day, because illegal immigration is funding them. So it's important that we secure the border so our Border Patrol agents can focus on the drugs coming into our country, the terrorists coming into this country. There's a lot of crime also coming in through our border, and we're making it very difficult for our Border Patrol agents. And I just don't see this party that's gone so far left ever coming into the middle. I hope so. It would be wonderful to see the Democrat Party come to the middle, but I believe that will only happen if voters teach them a good lesson in November.
So you believe that presidential action could fix this issue just on its own?
No, Congress. It's also through Congress. But again, we had one of the most secure borders ever under President Trump. Look, Obama, who's known as the deporter in chief, he actually deported 3 million illegal immigrants. Even during the Obama administration, our border patrol agents were able to enforce the law. We've never had an administration like this one. Again, this administration is is very progressive, has gotten very far left, abandoned the American values, has abandoned the safety of the American people. We don't recognize this party anymore. And I hope and pray that we have such a huge win that they'll come into their senses and abandon these radical views that are not who we are in America.
For those drug cartels, what steps do you believe America should take, or if they should take any, since they are based in Mexico? And you talked a lot about policing the world, if that is our problem to truly face, or how do we work with Mexico to make that possible?
Well, we have to fix our own problems first, right? We secure our border, and we also help our brothers and sisters get out of drug abuse. You know, one of the reasons why they're bringing in drugs into this country is because there's a demand. And what comes into our country, right? Drugs. What leaves our country? Guns and money. We got to start doing southbound inspections. We got to inspect every vehicle leaving the United States because of that, many of our guns and the money ends in the wrong hands. And we don't want that. I 100% support the Second Amendment. But I do not want our guns ending in the hands of the cartel. That's why southbound inspections are very important, and also again creating funding to get our brothers and sisters out of drug abuse, and just more awareness about drugs. And we need to start early, right? In elementary, in middle school, in high school. We got to bring back the say no to drugs. I'm sure many schools are doing it, but I feel that it's been forgotten. We need to make sure it's a priority. We need to talk to parents, to talk to their children about the dangers of this drug. It's not a drug. Fentanyl, it's a poison, and it's killing our youth. It's killing about 300 Americans every single day. I mean, just imagine if one airline would fall every single day, we would be like, what's going on? And we would stop everything, right? That's exactly what's happening. It's like if an airline would fall every single day. So it's a very serious issue that needs to be handled, but it requires also funding to help our people get out of drug abuse. So there isn't that much demand, and it will stop once we lower the demand. We got to lower the demand of drugs in this country, and so I believe that we got a lot of work to do here first. Yes, it's important that we talk to Mexico and that we work together. Blaming each other, blaming Mexico, and Mexico's blaming us, we're both responsible for it. I think that both countries need to work together. Mexico is our neighbor. We need to work together with Mexico and solve this issue. Blaming each other it's not the solution, but we need to clean the house first.
Final topic I want to just ask about here. It was an interesting conversation with your opponent for sure. Women's healthcare, women's rights. Certainly, I've been looking at both yours and your opponent's pages, and when discussing women's rights, the focuses are starkly different. I'm just curious about your thoughts about why this conversation, when it comes up, seems to be so wide, and just kind of how you would look at it going forward.
Yeah, my opponent is pro-abortion, right? He doesn't understand the trauma that a woman goes through when going through an abortion, and it's very traumatic. Most women who have an abortion, we see an increase in suicide. So we also need to create funding for women who've gone through that trauma so that they're not in that position ever again. Most women who have an abortion, 85% of the reason why is because of lack of economic opportunities. So members of Congress like my opponent, Vicente Gonzalez, will push for abortion because they're too lazy to actually get something done and improve the economic opportunities for women. Look, I embrace life. I have 4 amazing children, and I don't embrace life because I'm Republican. No, I was raised that way. but I 100% support making sure that the life of the mother is always protected, that women who are victims of abuse, of rape, are also protected. But he pushes for late-term abortion. He pushes for abortion, something so traumatic. I'll never understand that type of mindset. But he's not a woman. He's not a father. Never had any children and doesn't understand where I come from and where parents come from. And it's heartbreaking for me to see anyone pushing for abortion, not understanding how traumatic that is for a woman.
Texas, obviously, here, some of the strictest women's reproductive health laws in the country. It's a 56% rise in maternal mortality has occurred from 2019 to 2022. Are you worried at all about that? Would you like to see Texas maybe?
Absolutely. Look, we got to do more. We got to do more, and we got to be able to bring to the table pro-life women, pro-choice women. I believe that if we are part of the conversation when putting in place this legislation, we can find common ground. And I believe that women need to come together, both sides, and have an opportunity to make changes at the state level. I do think that not enough is being done, and that is up to us to make those changes. And I believe that we have a lot of work to do, and hopefully in the next few years we see those changes, and also that funding as well to help those women who've gone through this trauma.
Would you like to see the state also give exceptions to instances of rape and incest?
Oh, I support exceptions.
All right. Well, this has certainly been an informative conversation. I'd like to thank you so much for taking the time. Is there anything we haven't discussed that you were hoping to?
Thank you for the opportunity. God bless you. And everyone, please go out to vote. Early voting starts on Monday. It's important that you raise your voice, that you are heard. This is the most important election of our lifetime. Prioritize your children, your families, and vote with your pockets. Check your bank account. And if you're not doing better than you were 4 years ago, that's the decision you need to make. God bless you.
Thank you so much for your time.
This has been a KEDT election coverage special. Tune in to the KEDT 90.3 FM Mayoral Roundtable on October 30th at 9 a.m. And follow us on social media at Your KEDT on Facebook, Instagram, and X.